Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. I am Rev Penni, honey. As always, it is our joy to share this time with you. Be sure and share, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. We appreciate that support. We appreciate having you here. Unity of Flagstaff believes that God is just too big to fit into one religion. All are welcome. Always have been, and always will be. For more information about our ministry, please go to www.unityofflagstaff.org. And please be sure and check out our newsletter for links to Black History activities here in Flagstaff and across the country. And don't forget, save the date, March 7th. Greg Tamblyn will be here sharing his music and his message, The Silly and the Sacred. Won't you settle in now for meditation? Thank you again for being here with us. Thank you for joining us in this meditation. Rest now as you are fully supported by the chair or the floor that you're sitting on. At your level of comfort, close your eyes or just hold a steady, soft gaze. Allow your breathing through your nose, filling your body. Allow the breathing and hear it inside of your body. And release. Just observe how the breath moves in and out of your body, bringing life and bringing release. Today's meditation will be on forgiveness. So I invite you now. Let that settle in. Drop your shoulders. Feel your feet planted on the floor. Notice the sounds in the room and breathe. Bringing in life and releasing. We allow this time to reconnect as we choose to be present to this moment. And we breathe. Connected to your breath is the perfect example that anything new, that all things healed, appear in the space that we provide and create in our lives, and we breathe. And in the releasing of the breath, we feel that power of the space opening so that the new and the good may express in us. It's that way with forgiveness. And we breathe. As we take in life and our experiences, the hurts, the sadness, and we breathe. And as we release, we open that space once again to receive the healing and the joy and the light. And we breathe in We take in what life has presented to us, and we breathe out. And we feel that space opening to receive more love, more joy, more hope as we breathe. And when we consider those things that deserve to be released, no longer serving us, we feel those feelings. We recognize that sense of disconnection, perhaps, that anger. But as we breathe out, we open the space, and that is forgiveness. And again, we open to the greater good, the greater expression. And we breathe. Gently placing our hands on our heart, we quietly and lovingly repeat, I forgive you. We feel those words resonate within. We feel the healing happening at depth. And we breathe. I forgive me. And we breathe. I forgive all. And we breathe. And we allow the healing to begin within. So we move back now to this physical space, renewed and refreshed, that there's life, there's breath in forgiveness and in healing. And we are grateful. And we are grateful. Namaste.
I want to see things right. No need to set things right. I will forgive myself. I will see things right. I want to see things right. No need to set things right. I will forgive myself. I will see things right. Jesus, brother and way shown, Christ within, revealing the kingdom within me. Jesus, brother and way shower, Christ within, revealing the kingdom within me. I want to see things right, no need to set things right. I will forgive myself. I will see things right. I will see things right.
Thank you, Wiley. See it right. Boy, does that feel good. Thank you. And your gift of music. We are ever in gratitude. Thank you for that. So the tradition and unity, that's not the start. Sorry about that. In this season of Lent, that's not it either. You know, I needed to say those things because I've been working on this message for, well, actually all my life I've been working on forgiveness, but this message for this presentation for about 5 weeks. And I noticed I had all this information and I felt really good about it, but I didn't know how to get it started. Unity is a Christian-inspired teaching. And so we do celebrate Easter. We recognize Lent. We do it from a metaphorical and symbolic position. That makes it a little tricky when we start talking about what we're going to give up for Lent. But as I sat with that thought, and when I realized that this message landed right on the Sunday, right after Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning, of course, Lenten season, I thought I can't just not say anything. I can't just act like that doesn't count, because we have such a diverse community. People come from all kinds of backgrounds, and I want to honor those rituals and those traditions. So I'm just going to dive in. You know, the season of Lent is a season of reflection and preparation. It marks the 40 days prior to Easter. In many spiritual practices, it is a time to replicate the sacrifice, thus the I'm going to give this up for Lent. It is a time of reflection that, of course, symbolizes or is the story of being in the desert for 40 days, as the story goes about Jesus. However you see it, this time is an opportunity to do exactly that, to reflect and to consider what no longer serves you. What is yours that no longer is the expression of who you are? This is the perfect season to look at that and decide to release that, to give that up. And so as I started thinking about that, you know, some people give up chocolate, some people give up wine, some people, you know. But as I started thinking about that concept of sacrifice, or that concept of giving something up that no longer serves me, the thought of forgiveness dropped in. Because forgiveness is certainly the practice of giving something up. And as I sat with that, I thought, you know, that's the heart of this matter. This giving up, this replicating sacrifice. Forgiveness is the greatest act of giving up that we can do. So I welcome you into this thought process with me. You know, the Buddha said this: you will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. And as that relates to forgiveness, I add this, you will not be punished for your thoughts of less than, for your thoughts of not enough, for your thoughts of what's wrong with me. You won't be punished for those thoughts, but you will be punished by them. Anybody? Yeah. The definition of forgiveness as defined in the Revealing Word, which of course was written by Charles Fillmore, a Unity co-founder. The definition is this: it is a process. It is a process of releasing the false for the true. It is the process of erasing sin, which is the separation from our divine selves, of course. It is the process of erasing error from the mind and the body. That is forgiveness. Sounds like a perfect place to start to me. Whether you relate to this season of giving up to the Easter story, or maybe it's Ridvan that the Baha'i tradition celebrates. Possibly it's Passover, the tradition of our Jewish friends. Whatever it is, wherever you relate to the replicating of sacrifice, the acknowledging of releasing things that no longer serve you, wherever that resonates for you, it is that opportunity. It gives you the opportunity to give up something, or maybe some things. It gives you the opportunity to notice that separation that you've created between that, that little self and that divine expression. Yeah, you can give that up. To give something up that no longer represents the spiritual being that you are and that you're being called into. The being that, dare I say, that I'm resurrecting. Returning to, as Charles Fillmore says, the undying state. So let's really give something up. Let's do some major erasing. Let's step into forgiveness. And we breathe. Let's see it right, as Wiley reminded us in our opening song. Some things can never be set right, but they can be seen right when seen through the eyes of forgiveness. And from that perspective, we truly can see more clearly. We can more clearly see our divinity. We can more clearly see the divinity in others. We can see the truth. We can be in the heart of the matter. We can remember that we are divine children of God. We are divine children of God, therefore. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't have anything to forgive. Maybe you don't have anything you need to be forgiven for. Good for you. You're free to go. The operative word, no, don't touch that. Don't touch that little red button. That operative word, of course, is free. You are free. If you are in a place that you do not need any forgiveness, or that you see no need, or there is no place for you to offer forgiveness, good for you. You are free. Now, the rest of us, that I'm sure, have plenty of things. I offer this up to you. We may be able to find something in this quote by Roger Teal, who wrote the book, This Life is Joy. So what he says is this. He says that all conflict and forgiveness opportunities in disguise. All conflicts are forgiveness opportunities in disguise. Although they're difficult, they provide wondrous opportunity to bring forth the very best you. It is the sacred opportunity to let contention lead to invention, he says, and to the breakthrough that opens hearts. I think Mr. Teal would agree with Charles Fillmore. From Charles Fillmore's book, Keep a True Lent, our most important study is our own mind, Mr. Fillmore tells us. Not only the intellectual mind, but the spiritual mind, he says. Know thyself. Just as it was inscribed over the door of the temple of Apollo of Delphi, it must be inscribed, he says, on our own temple over the door of our minds and our hearts. Know thyself, he reminds us. We must become acquainted, he goes on, with our own mind. Now, what does all that have to do with forgiveness? We must know our own mind. So those of us who think we don't have anything to forgive, or there's nobody out there that we want to offer forgiveness to, my question to you is, do you know your own mind on that? And if you do, like I said, good for you. What are those things that we have never reconciled with our divine selves? What are those things? Let's forgive those. Let's let those go. Let's give those up. To know your own mind, and I'm sure that we will discover that we all have one or two of those things. To know your own mind gives you the power to let those things go. You know, I think of some of the things that I have said and done in my life. One of the things that I jokingly say is, I raised 5 stepchildren. And I am certain that I have done my part to keep at least therapists, 3 of them at least, in business for life. Gosh, how I would do some of that over and how I would do it differently. But until I know myself, until I started to open the way to know myself, I could not authentically have said, boy, I'd do that different now. My divine self was evolving at that time, just like it is now, learning and relearning things. And if I can know that about me, it is so much easier to let that go, to give that up. When I can forgive my ignorance, when I can forgive my own pain, when I can forgive some of my own anger, when I can forgive when I have been malicious, when I can do that, then I am in a place of knowing myself. The chances of me knowing myself without doing my forgiveness work, pretty slim. Until I choose to study my own spiritual mind and I reconcile who I desire to be now, until I feed my soul with compassion and kindness and love and forgiveness, I will not be that greater expression of myself. Here's a story, and my sources tell me that it came from the Cherokee people. I'm sure you've heard it before. One evening, an elderly Cherokee brave told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside of people. He said, "My son, the battle is like that between 2 wolves inside of all of us. One is evil and angry and greedy, full of self-pity and guilt and resentment and ego. The other wolf is good, filled with joy and hope and love and serenity and empathy and compassion and faith and a whole lot of forgiveness. So the grandson thought about that for a moment, and he asked his grandfather, so in that battle between those wolves, who won? And the grandfather just quietly answered, the one that got fed. Till we feed that wolf of the good, the one of generosity and kindness and forgiveness, until we feed that wolf, there will be peace within. You know, and this isn't just about giving up what no longer serves us. It is also about giving up those things that deny us the love and the connection that we desire from people and with people. You know, I've wondered during this pandemic how many times people have said, man, I wish I hadn't picked that fight right before a pandemic. I chose to separate myself from that person, to isolate myself from that connection, and now I don't have any choice about that. I wonder how many times that's happened. How we deny ourselves of the love and the connection that we so badly want because we can't give it up. We can't forgive. And when we refuse to forgive others, that's what we create, is separation and isolation. We certainly can't see the divinity in them, and we certainly are not experiencing our own divinity. Seeing it right. Yeah, it's great advice. And it's not about whether they are forgiving me. It's not about whether they love me. And as Ryan Biter will share with us shortly in the song that he performs, it's not about just about me giving it up, but it's about me offering it up, this thing we call forgiveness. And I'm not condoning bad behavior. I'm not saying that they were right. I'm not justifying how they showed up in a given moment. But I am willing to give it up so that I can be free. You know, in the Bababam, a tribe in South Africa, when a person acts out, or they're irresponsible, or they just do something not very good, right? They're placed in the center of the village, and by themselves in the center of the village, and all work in the village ceases. And the people, men, women, children, every member of the village creates a circle around the accused. And in this time, every man, woman, and child in this circle speaks to the accused, speaks to the individual that has been accused. Every person in the tribe. And in this conversation, what they are doing is they are recalling all the good things, all the attributes, all of the wonderful things that they have seen from this life that now stands in the center of the circle, accused. Every incident is recalled with great clarity and great detail. Sometimes these ceremonies can take, they can take a week. But at the end of the ceremony, the tribal circle is broken and there is a great celebration. And they celebrate and they symbolically and literally welcome the person back into the tribe. Anybody here like to be forgiven like that? Your whole tribe affirms you and reminds you of the good that you are. Reminds you and feeds that good wolf within you. Yeah, I'd take that. So be that forgiveness for the people in your life. Be that. Be that forgiveness. And just like everything that we teach, creating the world with our thoughts, our deeds, our words, and our actions, that same forgiveness will come back to you. And even if they don't forgive you, do it anyway. To err is human, to forgive divine. And when it's hard, and it is difficult most of the time, to move to a place of authentic forgiveness, I offer this up to you by Charles Fillmore again. There is divine goodness at the root of all existence, and he also tells us this: this goodness sleeps in the recesses of every mind and comes forth when least expected. Now I'm going to do a little metaphysical interpretation. The goodness sleeps in the recesses of every mind. How better, how much better, how better else to awaken that good than to swing the doors open of those recesses in our minds and in our hearts. And according to Rev Penni, forgiveness is the gatekeeper to our next higher expression. Forgiveness holds the key to the kingdom of freedom. And it is not so different than what we are invited into in this season. Reflecting on freedom from our thoughts of lack, freedom from our separation of our own divine selves. Forgiveness is not the result of release. Forgiveness is an expression of release. Now I'm going to say that again. Forgiveness is not the result of release. It is the expression of release. Still not sure if you're free? Emily Cady gives us a measuring stick on that. She says this. She, of course, was a Unity minister and writer and teacher and one of my favorites. In the book, How I Used Truth, she says this: one of the surest signs that you are no longer in bondage is that you are free in your willingness to give others their freedom, to allow others the privilege of seeking and finding God as they will, to forgive. Now, as Ryan will share with us shortly, in the Don Henley song, Heart of the Matter, you will hear these words: the more I know, the less I understand. All the things I thought I knew, I'm learning again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak, and my thoughts seem to scatter. But I think it's about forgiveness. Is it easy? You mean the process of giving up false for truth? The process of erasing, this separation from our divine self? The process of erasing error from our mind and our body? Is it easy? Could be. You get to choose. Which wolf are you going to feed? Yeah. Will you choose to see it right? Could be easy. I think it's about forgiveness. Namaste. Enjoy this music by Ryan Biter.
Hey everyone, just wanted to say it's really good to be back playing for you all, and I wanted to say a quick thank you. My wife Sam and I really appreciate all of your thoughts, prayers, and offers to help out with whatever we needed. We really appreciate it, and we definitely feel a lot of love from the Unity community. So thanks, and it's good to be playing music for y'all again. 2, 3, 4. I got the call today that I didn't want to hear, but I knew it would come. A old true friend of ours was talking on the phone. She said you found someone. And I thought of all the bad luck and the struggles we went through, how I lost me and you lost you. What are these voices outside love's open door? Make us throw out our contentment and beg for something more. I've been learning to live without you now, but I miss you sometimes. And the more I know, the less I understand all the things I thought I knew. I'm learning again. Been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak and my thoughts seem to scatter. So I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. All these times are so uncertain, though the yearning undefined and the people filled with rage. We all need a little tenderness. How can love survive in such a graceless age? The trust and self-assurance that leads to happiness, they're the very things we kill, I guess. Our pride and competition cannot fill these empty arms, and the work I put between us, you know, doesn't keep me warm. I've been learning to live without you now, but I miss you, baby. And the more I know, the less I understand all the things I thought I figure out I have to learn again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but everything changes and friends seem to scatter. So I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. There are people in your life who've come and gone. They let you down, you know they hurt your pride. You better off leaving all behind you, baby, 'cause life goes on. You can carry that anger, it'll eat you up inside. And baby, I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak and my thoughts seem to scatter. So I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak and my ashes seem to scatter. So I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. Forgiveness. Forgiveness, forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore.
So thank you, Ryan. You did it again. This young man made that happen. He's coming right off of the virus. He is healing, he and his wife, and we are grateful for that. Please be safe. Please wear a mask. We wear a mask because we believe all people are precious. So thank you for that. So don't forget, if you don't already auto-tithe, you can do that on our website, www.unityofflagstaff.org. You can do it right there on the website. And you can also make a donation there, and we appreciate your continued support of this amazing, thriving ministry. Thank you, truly. You know, be sure and talk to me about March Membership Madness. Just a little tip of the hat to you basketball fans out there. Membership is never required at Unity of Flagstaff. However, it is a fabulous way to know and to share in your spiritual journey with this spiritual community. You also get to vote, so that's a bonus. If you're interested in membership, please contact me at office@unityofflagstaff.org. I will love to talk to you about that. Love to have you be a part of our March Membership Madness. You know, if you have any questions or you want to see more Sunday messages, of course, go to youtube.unityofflagstaff.org and all of our messages are right there. So see it right. See it clearly. You know, I think it's about forgiveness. Be blessed, my friends. Namaste. And now enjoy the music of Shawn Dennehey as he does his version of I Can See Clearly Now. Thank you, Shawn.
I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can take it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, it's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I